digital doom for us all, my children! Time for us once again to visit the world of DCeased, where the anti-life equation became a zombie plague that destroyed the world. And thanks to this digitally released anthology, we can fully explore the DC Earth's final days. The story is narrated by Jimmy Olsen, who chronicles the events of the anti-life equation spread, starting for him in the Daily Planet offices. He's quick to realize how it is spread through screens. He and several other reporters saved by Superman. After the death of Captain Atom in the original story destroyed 3 cities, including Metropolis, Superman has but only a moment to grieve before the survivors are brought to the Fortress of Solitude, and he returns to work saving people. One nation that takes longer to fall than others is Kahndaq, ruled by Captain Marvel archenemy Black Adam. The advantage of a dictatorship is that he had utter control over the internet in his country, severing it in an instant when the infection began. Of course, that also means you wouldn't be able to watch Longbox episodes, which makes him a greater threat than even the anti-life zombies. Well, people like Superman will stop to save every single person they can. Black Adam decided that for every person he stopped to save, 100 more would be killed. So he takes a more drastic action, using the lightning of Shazam to fry as many of the infected as he could, even if it meant killing some of the innocent too. After Kahndaq is saved, the heroes come to him to request that they work with him to use the country to shelter refugees, but he refuses. Superman and his ilk will refuse to kill the infected, still believing there might be some way to save them. Black Adam does consider his words, but too late, as he's walking the streets in his non-Black Adam form and ends up being infected by a child his mother had hid away, allowing him to transform the entire nation of Kahndaq into the undead. Wally West, meanwhile, takes a different approach to saving people. While he uses his great speed to destroy as many screens as he can, he knows he's just not fast enough on his own to stop the spread. At least until he recruits Impulse, Max Mercury, and Jesse Quick to aid in the task. Even 4 speedsters aren't enough to stop it, but it does mean they can save more people for the next part of the plan. The Tandem Cosmic Treadmill, which will allow them to open a hole to another universe and let the uninfected go there. They are successful, but Max Mercury gets bitten. Wally will not kill him exactly, instead letting him merge with the Speed Force. Which personally, I just think that should mean everyone super fast becomes a zombie, but then I prefer the zombies to the heroes. Newer characters Eri and Wink find themselves at another fortress for the uninfected, Jotunheim, and joins with them to try to defend it from harm. And while they discover that the zombies, led by Black Adam, are on their way to the fortress, Damian Wayne gets a pep talk from his friends and other heroes to become the new Batman. Frankly, he looks like he's just wearing a Halloween costume, which I approve of! Damian goes with his friends to rescue his mother and grieve for his father, meeting Stephanie Brown in the Batcave as well. Since he is the new Batman, she takes up the role as his new Robin. Eri is sent to find Themyscira in the hopes of finding some heroes to help Jotunheim, and succeeds, summoning them to rescue as many of the people as they can, though Black Adam is not the only threat they have to deal with. Nightshade, who can create portals into an interdimensional realm called the Nightlands, is able to use that power to transport the undead army across oceans, meaning not even islands are safe from the Horde. After a brief tangent to Detective Chimp helping to save a girl along with a familiar dog named Ace, a familiar horse named Comet, and a very familiar dog named Crypto, wherein we learn that animals are immune to the anti-life equation, the heroes discover that the anti-life army is attracted to any large gatherings of life. Both Luthor and Talia think it's time to start killing the infected to save the people. And they also rescue the villain Pied Piper, who had been trying to use his sonic flute to hypnotize the army away, but instead it only attracted them. The teen heroes try to defend an island from the advancing army, Stephanie Brown dying to save them. Talia, who had been mocking her and so many others since this began, volunteers to take Steph to the last Lazarus pit in the hopes of saving her. What becomes of that is not for this story. Instead, Luthor is challenged by Jimmy Olsen to use his genius intellect to finally solve the problem. After all, if he's so smart, surely he can stop the undead army without killing anyone. Yeah, but that way is more fun! And as he does so, the anti-life army reaches Poison Ivy's sanctuary in Gotham. The heroes distract Black Adam, forcing him to transform back into his human form using the lasso of truth, and then using Superman's heat vision to sever his vocal cords. And Wink uses her teleportation powers to bring the Pied Piper into the Shadowlands, luring the undead army into it, and then killing Nightshade so they can't escape. Fortunately, Wink is able to get her, Piper, Aunt Airy, who came in after her, back out again before the portal closes. Superman gives a speech about how as long as they stand together, they will care for each other, and as long as they resist, there is always hope. And then in the original DCeased series, Superman and Wonder Woman both got turned, and almost everyone flees the Earth. So hey, my hopes got fulfilled at least.